If you've ever had this gut feeling that something was seriously wrong about the red pill, or something about the views and ideas expressed just didn't feel right to you in the red pill space, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it, well, then congratulations. You have landed at the right place and right time with this video. Hey guys, Dr. Austin here today, and we're back with the most important video out there that I know you'll find beneficial. Now, today I'll be taking you on an exciting journey where we uncover many of the harmful lies and destructive nature of the red pill on men in modern relationships. And with my help, I can assure you, we will bring you back to full health today, where I help you take back your power and ultimately remember how you felt prior to taking the toxic chemical that is the red pill. All right, y'all, it's that time. So put on your seatbelts and let's get ready to level up. Do y'all know the most dangerous form of information is known as disinformation? It has just enough truth to get you hooked, and then once it knows it has you, then it overwhelms you with a great amount of false information, harmful ideas, or destructive lies that many good men start to take as fact because if the beginning was true, it must be all true. Not always. Unfortunately for us, we live in an age where being able to critically think is becoming more rare, and deciphering what is true versus what is a lie in our media, television, and internet can be an endless task. This is what the media, news, and many influencers bank on. You can see this all the time on the internet with headlines. They know they can shape a certain view or narrative because most people do not have the time to sit there and read each article and know the naive will take the headlines or what they say on a podcast for face value. Did y'all know that our subconscious mind picks up on everything and remembers things it hears on a podcast, TV, or in the background? This is why not all content is good content. In fact, this is the current war for the mind. Now, let's imagine it's a regular day for you. You go to work or do whatever it is you do, and you come home, you start scrolling through some dating channels like the red pill. Now, when you come across this kind of content, you want something that's going to be accurate since you don't have a lot of time. And because your lifetime in dating is important to you, you want great content that will help you level up in your dating and in your life. Now, when looking in the red pill space, most men are usually looking for one of three reasons. Number one, to help you not run into the same issues or make the same mistakes you might have had in the past with new chicks. Or two, some watch to discover and stay on the cutting edge with the current dating dynamics between men and women. Or three, some just want to enjoy the content and want to know more about women from the female perspective. Sounds like a genuine couple of reasons to watch. So guys want to usually know, where does it go wrong? Now, when you guys watch these host or these panel type shows, they say things like women only want the top 10% of men and all this stuff to make you feel like the average guy can't get any chicks. This is all nonsense. And many of the studies that they use are unfounded. This is the same thing the media tries to do when a press release comes out without factually testing it, and they just ran it for clicks. Think about the questions they ask these women on these panels too. They ask them what type of guy they're attracted to. Of course, they're going to say they are attracted to the men that have wealth or are over 6 feet tall or these types of traits. It would be the same if they asked guys what type of women we found the most attractive. All of the guys would say supermodels, just about. You can't fault women for going with their biology just like you can't fault men. So that's one major thing they do that's harmful. They skew the views of men, making us think we all have to be an NBA player or James Bond to succeed with women. The host, typically after a woman says she likes a guy that's 6 feet tall or the rich type of guy, then runs with it and then says to all the men in the audience, "See, I knew it," and tries to use that as a confirmation bias of a few OnlyFans women saying that because 2 or 3 of these type of thought women choose the 6 foot tall guy, that all women would never go for an average man, which is just simply not true. I have known many average men and sometimes even ugly men that have attractive girlfriends and meet and date women all the time with ease. So, how does this happen? Well, in many legit studies from evolutionary biology and female psychology, they had shown that women place more importance and find non physical traits in men, such as confidence, authenticity, assertiveness, self respect, and a sense of humor, all above physical looks. This is what the red pill gets wrong. They try to say, look over here at these OnlyFans chicks or Miami girls down here. They're only interested in the top 1% of men, and that these OnlyFans types of women are like the good quality women everywhere else. They may bring on the most controversial types of women, like gold diggers and superficial types of chicks that only cause controversy to try and get a reaction and continue the confirmation bias while boosting clicks. Because guess what, guys? Controversy gets clicks. And dating apps are the reason that these naive influencers say stuff like this. Because of the dating apps, saying like women only want the top 10% of men, when really it's because 80% of men are on these apps versus the small percentage of women on them who are on the dating apps to have their pick of these men. This is why I am more for meeting women out than using dating apps. Although they both can be beneficial, the apps are just slightly more in the girl's favor, while going out is more in the man's. Now, as men, we are fortunate. Women are not like us or do not place as much importance solely on physical looks like we do. The problem with a lot of men and people in general is they all have the grass is greener mentality. You see this a lot of times. Guys will say, well, dating must be easier in Europe than America or other places like this. The same is true with men that get really wealthy but still can't get chicks. A lot of guys think because the guy's rich or because they're tall, they get all the chicks. I've known several guys who are over 6 feet tall and also some wealthy guys who both have trouble with girls because they think they are good looking, that everybody's supposed to come to them and treat them well. While I've also seen guys that are 5'6" who had no fear and crush it with girls, and also average men that had multiple girlfriends, um, with average jobs or even struggling to make ends meet at times, that also had a lot of chicks. What most men fail to understand is they think once a man gets rich or gets the Lamborghini, that they would have all the chicks lining up to date them. But in reality, until the men stop victimizing themselves and unlearn the lies of the red pill and wake up to the things that are actually attractive to women, they will always look at the grass is always greener mentality, or grass is greener for somebody else, when I'm saying you don't have to limit yourself in this way. Because it all comes down to how you carry yourself, how you interact with the girls, and how you treat women far more than it does being rich or tall with no personality. So, this is why the nature of the red pill is toxic. It distorts men's perceptions to be Mr. 1% and have a negative mindset or an all or nothing mentality with women, when really, has any woman you've ever met been exactly the same as another? No, they are all unique people with different preferences, personalities, and perceptions. You don't need to take the word solely of OnlyFans chicks and these type of women describing their perfect version of a man as what the majority of women date, when this is a small subcategory of the population, and the majority of women are attracted to the guy that I mentioned earlier with the non-physical characteristics. This is why you guys will see me talk a lot about switching from leading with the externals to the internals in the majority of my videos. This stuff isn't rocket science, but a lot of good guys out there have fallen for the harmful red pill, and I know if you will just put what I'm telling you to the test when you have the next opportunity to interact with an attractive girl or a girl that you're interested in, this is the kind of stuff you actually need to be successful when dating versus a poison pill to make you quit dating forever and start hating women. Now, the final straw with the red pill for me was not only did the naive influencers try to make you feel insecure, not only did they try to say men could never get good at being with hot chicks without money stats or being 6 feet tall, but now some of these guys you'd watch some of their content and they would just be going off about how one woman did something terrible in the news to a man, and you could tell that that's all he would do every stream, just pick out the worst thing in the news one woman has done and try to make you hate them as a whole. I mean, what else could it be? Every time one of these so-called inventors of the red pill comes on and talks for hours about the worst things women have done, can you guys see how this might start wiring you to think poorly about all women? The problem is with the red pill guys, while there might be a kernel of truth 20% of the time, the other 80% are lies or half truths and damage men's views on women. Now, in this context, this means for every one benefit they give you, they beat you over the head 4 times after it. If this literally happened, you'd probably feel pretty crappy about yourself, wouldn't you? Well, that's exactly what they're doing to you guys mentally. The point of watching dating material is to get better, not worse with chicks. Weigh it out and see, does this content I'm watching give me good results? The higher the accuracy of content, the higher the results should be. So remember to be careful what you're watching and consuming. Not all content is helpful or accurate content, and most people don't have a lot of time, so don't waste it on the red pill and get sucked into that trap. I've seen better booby traps on Cartoon Network. I'm serious, guys. Stay awake, though. Don't fall asleep on me. If nothing else, were you happier more with the positive outlook on women before the red pill influencers came out? Men succeed with women every day. It doesn't matter about your height, money, or being super ripped. Y'all would be surprised how many women end up going for guys that may not be the type she describes in a panel setting. Don't let the red pill cripple you, especially you young guys who have never dated. Some of the best times in my life have all been with women. Now that you have detoxed and are back, you'll be able to remind yourself how great and fun dating was before you took in some bad knowledge, paralyzing yourself or feeling like a weight holding you back. From red pill to dead pill. All right, guys, I'm out.